This is the second webinar in a series on post-secondary pathways for former foster care youth.
This is our research team. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Chequita Brown.
And I'm Nathaniel Stewart. Today's webinar focuses on ways to promote post-secondary access for foster care youth. We will share resources to assist college and career transitions among former foster care youth. In this presentation, we will provide an overview of foster care youth, share trends within foster care, both nationwide and in Illinois. We will access barriers to post-secondary academic success, highlight various financial resources available countrywide, spotlight programs and services that support post-secondary access, and lastly, we will share practical implications for how faculty and staff can support former foster youth once they are on campus.
So when using the term foster care, we are referring to 24-hour substitute care for children placed away from their parents and guardians. And the state agency has placement over their responsibility of care. Children in foster care typically live with a relative, unrelated parents, unrelated foster care parents in group homes or even residential homes. Nationwide, there are over 450,000 youth in foster care, ranging between ages 0 and 21. Through a process known as emancipation from state guardianship, approximately 20,000 youth transition or age out of foster care each year, becoming legally responsible for their own care. In most states, emancipation or aging out for youth in foster care is 18. However, some states have extended foster care to age 21, Illinois being one of those states. When we look at nationwide trends in foster care between 2014 and 2018, we see the number of children in foster care is over 400,000, and the total number of children receiving foster care services is over 600,000 each year. As of May 2020, Illinois has a little over 18,000 children in foster care. 51% are males and 49% are females. The counties with the largest foster care population are Cook County, Peoria, and St. Clair County. As aforementioned, Illinois offers extended foster care services up to 21 years. So children receiving services range from ages 0 to 21 years. However, the largest population of youth in care fall between ages 0 and 5, representing 45% of the population, and the second largest is ages 6 through 12 years old, which is 31% of the population. When comparing children in foster care nationwide to foster care demographics in Illinois, we see that children of color make up more than half of the foster care system, approximately 55% nationwide and a little over 53% in Illinois. This data indicates that foster care children are more likely to come from racially marginalized backgrounds.
Some barriers to post-secondary academic success faced by foster youth include lower standardized test scores, grade retention, and increased risks of dropping out. Statistics show that approximately 65% of foster youth earn their high school diploma and/or GED versus their peers who graduate at an average little over 84%. Between 11% and 36% of foster youth become homeless within the first year of their transition to adulthood, although over 70% have desires to attend and graduate from college. Lastly, as low as 1% to as high as 11% actually do graduate from college after they get the chance to go. Some national resources for foster youth are as follows. In 2019, Congress passed the Higher Education Access and Success for Homeless and Foster Youth Act. This bill required colleges to do their part to improve outreach, resources, and policies for homeless and foster youth, including streamlining the process of applying for and receiving financial aid, helping students access housing, options between terms, and designating liaisons to help students. Some federal funding options include the Pell Grant, the Chafee Education and Training Voucher, and the Fostering a Future Scholarship, which is a specific to adopted youth from foster care. Lastly, some national internship programs include the Find Your Future internship program, which through this program, young people are matched with employers in the Chicagoland community who give them a chance to build their resume, develop job readiness, and grow their professional networks. There's also the Foster Club All-Star Internship Program, which was launched in 2004 and successfully incorporated current and former foster youth as facilitators and leaders of teen conference activities. This program gets training on how to turn their experiences in foster care into expertise in order to positively influence peers in foster care, professionals, and policymakers. And then there's also the Congressional Coalition Adoption Institute's Foster Youth Internship. And again, this is a unique internship program that gives those who have spent time in the foster care system a wonderful chance for their voices to be heard on Capitol Hill. Some statewide resources in Illinois include 2 resource databases. There is the Service Provider Identification and Exploration Resource, which is called SPIDER for short. It's basically just a resource database for students to find anything from housing to educational assistance. There's also the Foster Care Transition Toolkit, which is basically a pamphlet PDF of ways that foster care can improve their educational experiences. In Illinois, there's the MAP grant, the IDCFS grants and scholarships. There's also tuition waivers and assistance. And then statewide internships include the Find Your Future internship program.
Despite the federal and state level resources driving post-secondary access, foster youth remains an invisible student population on campuses. For example, it is difficult to identify students with foster care experience because the information is shared through self-disclosure. Also, foster youth are often counted within existing vulnerable student populations, such as low-income or first-generation students. And as a low-income or first-generation college student, foster youth are eligible for student support programs like TRIO or even Upward Bounds, which targets minoritized student populations. However, foster care youth are a unique student group foster care youth are unique from traditional low-income and first-generation students in that their foster care status or independent role indicates that they are possibly pursuing higher education without adequate support. So when foster care youth remain invisible on campus, it also makes it difficult for faculty and staff to adequately support and assist students with a background in foster care. Faculty and staff often lack the knowledge and skills to address the unique issues facing foster care students. A few nationwide programs that exist to address post-secondary access and to improve educational outcomes for foster care youth at the higher education, there are some campus-based programs that exist. For example, Arizona State University's Bridging Success, the University of Washington Champions Program, Eastern Michigan University Mentorship Access Guidance in College, MAGIC, and Texas State University's Foster Care Alumni Creating Educational Success, which is also known as FACES. These programs have been instrumental in helping to increase post-secondary access and improve educational outcomes for foster care youth, as well as the retention and progression towards college degree attainment. One specific program, Great Expectations at Piedmont Virginia Community College, was able to successfully help foster care youth enrolled at the institution earn degrees and certificates. For a total of 390 degrees and certificates were awarded to Great Expectations students, and over 1,400 foster care youth were served across 21 campuses in Virginia.
Some Illinois college preparatory programs for foster youth include the Foster Progress Program. It's located in the Chicagoland area, and it is a program for transition to adulthood and post-secondary access and degree attainment. They provide a wide range of services, including mentorship, advocacy, and financial resources and support for foster youth. And some statistics on the program are that 100% of the students are high school graduates, and 82% of these students that attend the program end up in college enrolled. Another program is the First Star program, Putting Your Child First. It's located at Loyola University in Chicago, and they also have a location at Illinois State University in Normal, Illinois. They are a program as well for transition into adulthood and post-secondary access and degree attainment. Some of their focuses include academics, life skills, and caregiver engagement. And they also host summer residential programs. And finally, some statistics on this program is that 98% of these students are high school graduates, and 88% of the students in this program end up college enrolled. After speaking with a few professionals, research, and through our readings, we found a few suggestions for supporting students with foster care experience. One practical implication that we found was to gather a group of experts in the field of foster care on campuses. This was a suggestion that we got from Dr. Doreen Vaughn, who is an academic advisor on the University of Illinois campus. What she said was that she thinks that the first thing is to gather a group of experts. She personally didn't know any experts on campus that she could turn to discuss specifically the needs of foster care students. So she thought, and she believes, that having resources for advisors where they can go when they have questions for students in their program that are in foster youth or have foster care experience would behoove the university. Another suggestion that we had was identifying foster care students, both in admissions and financial aid, as well as making sure that we take the extra steps to get these students to the right person, not just a building itself. A third implication would be to prioritize campus housing for foster care alumni. I mean, just looking at the recent COVID-19 pandemic, although the school did change its mind on closing some of the dorm halls, the idea of just shutting down whole campuses is very damaging for foster care youth because a lot of these students don't have anywhere to go. The campus and the food program that they provide through the housing is very important to their success and to their survival. Another practical implication that we found is, like I said, just going that extra mile, taking the time to not just send a student to a building, but also finding a face for them to go to so that they can be readily identified, and also letting that person know who you're sending them to, letting them know the student's situation ahead of time. Lastly, the last two practical implications that we found was providing wraparound services and supports through cross-campus collaborations and training staff on foster care youth experiences, policies, and procedures. All right, this is our reference page here of all the research and resources that we found throughout the presentation today. It's the second page. And this is the contact information for Mrs. Brown and myself.
Thank you very much. If you have any questions or would like to know any more information about OCCRL, please visit our website at www.occrl.illinois.edu.
Thank you for joining. We appreciate your interest in advancing post-secondary pathways for foster care youth. Please join us for future webinars on ensuring equitable student outcomes for diverse youth and adults. You can share this feature or discover more at occrl.illinois.edu.